I never thought one minute I was ever gonna make it this far. You know, I came through from Nigeria all the way to UK. Had a lot of people that doubted me all my life. And I'm here right now. I'm here right now.
Hi guys, welcome back with the Mr. Olympia 2024 Men's Open complete lineup result of 15 contestants. It was very close fight between Hadi Choopan and Samson Dauda. Many believed Hadi got robbed, and also many fans think Samson is well-deserved champ. So let's dive into complete lineup result. All the way from France, Theo Laguerre brought slightly a sharper package this year in Olympia. This was his third consecutive Olympia. Last year he was at 13th place, but this year he has dropped down to the 15th place. And the rising star from Egypt, known as the next big thing, Mohamed Fouda, has defeated Theo Laguerre in his Olympia debut. He has more streamlined, more shapely physique compared to Theo. Many experts in their predictions had Fouda in the top 10, but his back was not up to par. Also, his abdominal muscles were not well defined. And in the comparison with Brazilian bodybuilder Bruno Santos, Bruno overall had better conditioning, better midsection, and in the back shots he was clearly dominant. He showcased more development there. It was also first Olympia performance from Bruno, and he has arrived at 13th place. He was working with coach Milos Sarcev for his Olympia debut. John De La Russa has made a comeback to the Olympia after 5 years absence. He had some setbacks, he tore his bicep, but this year he has brought one of his best versions on Olympia stage. He had very impressive conditioning with very well separated quads. He wanted to crack top 10, but he finished taking 12th place in the contest, which I think it was still an impressive result for John, as he came back after 5 years absence. Former 212 athlete John Jewett has made his Men's Open Olympia debut, and he has finished taking 11th place. He has put on at least 20 pounds of solid muscles this year after transitioning to open division, and it was an outstanding package from John. He has very tremendous lower half, and from my standpoint, his legs are his main standout body part. John was hoping to crack top 10 as he was beating Akeem the Beast Williams in the prejudging by a big margin. By 13 points, he was in the lead. But in the finals, Akeem Williams not only beat John Jewett, but he also dethroned Brandon Curry and Rafael Brando, and he was fighting for 7th place against William Bonac. Even after performing very well in the finals, Akeem was still unable to sneak in the top 7 due to poor score in the prejudging. I think during prejudging he was highly overlooked by the judges, which really hurt his overall placing in Olympia. Akeem had to settle for 10th place in the contest. Former Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry was working with a new coach Ahmed Al-Naki for this year Olympia, and he has brought a better package from size standpoint compared to last year. But I think he was a little bit too full this time, plus his conditioning was not on point. And this year, very first time after 2019 Mr. Olympia, Brandon could not sway the judges to be in the top 5. And he had to drop down to the 9th place this year. Honestly, he has brought very impressive size. He's very wide and thick in the side shots, but if he had the conditioning of his 2021 Olympia version, I believe he would have been in the top 6 this year. Brazilian rising star Rafael Brando has moved up to the 8th place this year in Olympia. I think it was one of his best looks this year. He really looked outstanding. His conditioning was on point, but later on he was fading a little bit, and especially in the finals he was not as hard, as full as he was in the start of the prejudging. But it was still an amazing performance from Rafael. He's tall, has very shapely, very aesthetically pleasing physique, and if he improves his weak spots, add more quality size with crisp, sharp conditioning, he can be a big problem for the frontrunners of Olympia next year. So William Bonac was the oldest Olympian on stage. He managed to beat 8 contestants and he arrived at 7th place, which is a great result for 42 years old William in my opinion. He was not the biggest contender on stage, but he had the combination of muscle maturity, incredible muscle density along with deep muscle separation, and these qualities make him very strong contender on stage. Compared to his last Olympia, he has definitely beaten his previous version. This time he was a lot harder, a lot sharper with much better lower half. Hunter Labrada has managed to maintain his 6th place again this year. Before the Olympia, he was highly criticized for the distension of his midsection.
If you do this before the frontal biceps, and then you do this for the last spread, and you do this, before the side chest or anything else, who do you think you're fooling? Oh, I am blocking so you can't see it. So as you don't see it, you can't judge me, and you can't. Okay, but are you fooling judges in the audience, or are you fooling yourself? Fix it.
Which he has significantly improved, and definitely he had much better midsection control throughout the entire show. And size-wise, even conditioning-wise, it was undeniably the best package from Hunter so far on Olympia stage. Although he was unable to beat Andrew Jack again this year, but according to the judges, he really closed the gap this time as there was only 1 point difference. The Mona Lisa of bodybuilding, Andrew Jack, has finished taking 5th place in the Olympia. Since last year, he has made significant progress from size standpoint, but compared to his Texas Pro look, he was certainly not as dry, not as hard as he was in the Texas Pro. Even his midsection was not on point, otherwise he could have been higher than 5th place. He is one of the most aesthetically pleasing with beautiful shape and structure, and he has all the tools to be the Mr. Olympia. Andrew will be competing in the Arnold Classic Ohio to get the 1st place and $500,000 prize money. And personally, I am more excited for the show Arnold Classic Ohio, as Arnold Schwarzenegger truly cares about bodybuilding more than his own profit. This time in Olympia, the level of unprofessionalism was extremely high. First of all, the live stream coverage was extremely horrible, and we paid $75 for this. On stage, they still had the disco lighting. They messed up the posing routine of Andrew Jack by selecting wrong music 3 times. They did the same mistake with Brion Ansley, and the way Bob Ciccarello reacted to Andrew on the biggest stage of the bodybuilding, it was extremely unprofessional from my standpoint. I felt it was more like WWE show.
He's wondering why his music changed.
I think you could say some of those words, but
oh yeah, you can't be having all those words on the Olympia stage.
So for the fans at home, what has to happen is usually at athlete check-ins, we give the sound crew our music. They usually review it and then will let us know, hey, you got some swears in here. We're trying to make it a family show.
Yeah, it's a PG event.
It wasn't his music at all. There's the problem.
Hey,
it's all right. When you're 300 pounds and 6'2", you can pose at a radio. It doesn't really matter what you pose to.
And I say that because we know he's a great poser.
He really is.
But is this not his music?
Oh no, that's gotta hurt.
Not my music.
I mean, I know how that feels. You spend months practicing a routine. You get all the poses down to the music, and you don't get to do it.
Now it's time.
The rising star in the bodybuilding, Martin Fitzwater, undeniably shocked the bodybuilding world with his tremendous performance in Olympia, and it was his first time stepping on the Mr. Olympia stage. Many fans had Martin beating the defending champ Derek Lunsford, and he had more mass, better quads, chest, shoulders and arms, and from top to bottom he had much better balance in his physique compared to Derek. I think next year there is a big possibility for Martin fighting for the title for 2025 Mr. Olympia. So it's safe to say it was not all-time best Derek Lunsford we have seen this year. Undeniably, he has improved his chest. You can see more fullness and development there, although he does not have enough details there, but it was still an impressive progress. Derek is the Mr. Olympia in the back shots. He's untouchable by anyone, especially in the back double bicep shot. But in the front and side shots, he's not as impressive as he's in the back shots. And this year his legs were downsized and significantly flat, and one of his legs looks smaller than the other, and overall he was not as full as shredded, which dropped him down to the 3rd place. It was really challenging moment for Derek accepting the defeat, and it made him very emotional. He could not hold his tears in the interview right after the Olympia.
Then dropping to 3rd, it was like, it's just a shock, man. It's I wanted her to come backstage, but she's sleeping right now. I just want to hold my daughter, kiss my wife, and
Maybe have a burger, put your
So the runner-up Hadi Choopan had to settle for 2nd place again this year. He was much sharper than last year, but he was downsized. Especially in prejudging, he was flat and his hamstrings looked smaller, where Samson had size advantage and he really outsized Hadi. In the finals, Hadi was drastically improved, but he was still unable to defeat Samson Dauda, as Samson was also improved in the finals. But if Hadi brought his Arnold Classic Ohio look, it would be a different story, as he has lost just by 3 points in Olympia. So the fight between Hadi and Samson was extremely close, as Hadi has extreme conditioning, supreme muscle maturity, cross striations and deep muscle separation, which arguably Samson does not have yet. Whereas Samson has mass with class, very superior structure, beautiful shape, incredible flow, and very balanced, very proportional physique. Still, I don't think it was a slam dunk victory by Samson or Hadi got robbed this time, but it was a very fierce battle between top 2 for the Sandow trophy. People have been criticizing Samson for having a gyno, for having a smaller bicep than the other, for not having crisp, sharp conditioning plus some distension in front shots, especially in the front lat spread shot. But I honestly think Samson brought incredible package this time. He was a lot harder, a lot sharper than last year, and I really believe he has the Mr. Olympia caliber physique. His midsection was improved, he had much better control there. I personally really like his physique. He has an X-frame, very classic physique look, so he's a well-deserved champ in my opinion. Now it's going to be very exciting to see Hadi and Samson's rematch in Arnold Classic Ohio. As Hadi is very determined, he's like a warrior. He recently said, "No one has defeated me, don't think wrong. I will be a nightmare in your dreams until next year." So let's see what package Hadi will bring next year on stage. And finally, massive congratulations to Samson Dauda for winning his first Mr. Olympia Sandow trophy. So that's all guys, stay tuned for other divisions lineup result. Thanks for watching.
I never thought one minute I was ever going to make it this far. You know, I came through from Nigeria all the way to UK, had a lot of people that doubted me all my life. And I'm here right now. I'm here right now.